How often do you feel the weight of pressure weighing you down? Maybe it's a looming deadline at work, a personal goal you're struggling to achieve, or the expectations of others that seem unbearable. It's easy to view pressure as a force that's meant to break you down. But what if I told you that pressure could actually be the very thing that propels you toward personal growth and success? That's what we're going to dive into today. How to turn the pressure in your life into opportunities for growth, resilience, and self-improvement. Stick around, because this perspective could change the way you approach challenges forever. Let's first take a moment to understand what pressure really is. At its core, pressure is an external force. It could be a deadline, an important decision, a tough conversation, or even your own inner drive to succeed. No matter how it appears, pressure is something everyone experiences at some point in their lives. And it's not just a mental experience. It triggers a physical response in your body, too. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, and your thoughts become clouded with stress and worry. Sound familiar? The truth is, our brains are wired to interpret pressure as a potential threat, which leads to stress and discomfort. But here's the thing. Pressure itself isn't the problem. It's how we respond to it that matters. Now, let me present a fresh perspective. What if pressure isn't just something that causes us pain? What if, instead, it's the very thing that shapes us into the person we're meant to become? Think about this. Diamonds are formed under extreme pressure. Similarly, our greatest personal growth often happens when we face the most difficult situations. Take any successful person you admire. They didn't achieve greatness by avoiding challenges or running from pressure. They grew because they faced it head-on. And the same can happen for you. When you step into pressure with the right mindset, you begin to see it as an opportunity to expand your potential. The same stress that makes you uncomfortable can also stimulate growth, creativity, and resilience. You just have to know how to harness it. So how do we shift from seeing pressure as a threat to seeing it as an opportunity? The first step is in our mindset. When we approach pressure with a fixed mindset, we see it as a challenge we're not sure we can overcome. But when we adopt a growth mindset, we see it as something we can learn from and use to improve. A growth mindset shifts your perception. Instead of thinking, "This is too much," you start thinking, "What can I learn from this? How can I use this pressure to become better?" It's this shift in thinking that can unlock your potential, helping you to handle the pressure with a calm, proactive attitude. Let's talk about some practical techniques you can use to turn pressure into growth. First, break down overwhelming tasks into smaller, manageable goals. Instead of thinking about the big picture and feeling lost, focus on one small step at a time. This helps you stay motivated and reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed. Second, learn how to regulate your stress by practicing calming techniques like deep breathing. When you feel pressure mounting, take a few deep breaths to center yourself and refocus your energy. Third, embrace failure as part of the process. Pressure often leads to mistakes, but those mistakes are opportunities to learn and grow. Reflect on what went wrong, adapt, and try again. Each failure brings you closer to success. Now, let's talk about how to apply these techniques in your life. Is there an area where you feel immense pressure? Maybe it's at work, school, or in your personal life. Identify that pressure point and start thinking about how you can turn it into an opportunity. For example, if you're struggling with a deadline at work, break it down into smaller tasks and set clear, achievable goals. Don't focus on the entire project. Just focus on what you can do now. If you're feeling pressure in a relationship, practice active communication and take responsibility for your role in the situation. Each of these actions is a way of turning pressure into growth, acting instead of reacting. Of course, pressure doesn't always go smoothly. You'll face setbacks. And here's where resilience comes into play. Resilience is your ability to bounce back after setbacks, and it's a crucial part of turning pressure into growth. When things don't go according to plan, don't see it as failure. See it as a learning opportunity. The most successful people are the ones who know how to handle disappointment, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Keep reminding yourself that growth isn't linear. Every challenge, every setback is part of the journey, and your resilience will carry you through. Pressure is often seen as something to avoid or escape from, but what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if, instead of trying to escape pressure, we leaned into it, used it as fuel, and allowed it to drive us toward personal development? The truth is, the most transformative moments in life often come under pressure. It forces us to confront challenges, adapt, and change. If you think about it, every time we push past our comfort zone, we encounter some form of pressure, whether physical, emotional, or mental. That discomfort is a signal that we're growing, evolving, and stepping into new territory. This doesn't mean you won't feel stress, anxiety, or fear in those moments. It means that when you face those emotions, you understand they are simply a part of the growth process. The difference between someone who thrives under pressure and someone who crumbles lies in their ability to regulate their emotions and responses. When you can maintain control in moments of pressure, you open up a space for better decision-making, creativity, and problem-solving. It's a skill that can be developed over time. One way to start practicing this is by visualizing yourself succeeding in high-pressure situations. When you can imagine yourself managing stress successfully, you prime your brain for success. It helps you respond rather than react to the stress, allowing you to handle challenges more effectively. Another essential aspect of growth under pressure is having the ability to reflect. After any challenging experience, take time to reflect on what happened, how you reacted, and what you learned. This self-awareness is crucial in personal growth. Reflecting allows you to identify patterns in your behavior and responses. It helps you spot areas for improvement, and it encourages you to celebrate how far you've come. Recognize your wins, even the small ones. Every time you face pressure and push through, you're learning to build resilience. In the long run, the ability to handle pressure will not only make you more successful but also more fulfilled. The act of overcoming challenges, both big and small, contributes to a sense of accomplishment. It boosts your self-confidence and reinforces the idea that you are capable of navigating any storm. When you realize that you can withstand pressure and even thrive under it, you unlock an inner strength that pushes you to strive for more. You become more comfortable with discomfort, which is one of the most powerful qualities you can develop for sustained growth. To wrap up, pressure doesn't have to be your enemy. In fact, when you change the way you perceive it, pressure can become your greatest ally. It can push you to grow, adapt, and become more resilient. So next time you find yourself under pressure, remember, it's not the pressure itself, but how you respond to it that determines your growth. I encourage you to think about an area of your life where you're feeling pressure right now. How can you use that pressure to become a better, stronger version of yourself? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about turning pressure into opportunities for growth. Until next time, remember, you've got this.